welcome to LoreDump with me, Jared, I guess, and with me remotely
James,
today is Coleman Rutherford Mills,
Hi.
and we're remote today for the first time, so if Cole sounds like shit, that's why.
I always sound like shit.
I'm also sick, so if I sound like shit, that's why.
This is just a bad day.
One of my wisdom teeth is coming in on top of the other, and my mouth is not doing good about it.
Yeah, I ain't good.
Not on top of another wisdom tooth, on top
Want
of
me
my
to take them
already
out for you?
existing tooth. What?
I'll take them out for you.
You're not a dentist. Your degree's in like network management.
Excuse me. Give me a pair of pliers, and I can do it.
Anyway, welcome back to BioHazard Month for part 3. Now, when we originally listed everything we're doing for BioHazard Month, we said part 1 of games, part 2 of games, ancillary games, monsters, and movies. Now, we ran into a slight problem where Cole might have gone a little bit too ham on monsters, and we might have to divide it into 2 episodes. We are going to find out at the halfway point of this.
We'll find out. We'll find out together, Jared.
And so if we have to do that, we're cutting movies, and
We'll
do
cover
another.
movies at a later date, and maybe we'll just never watch them. Maybe I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, we'll take care of that at a later date. But anyway, today is RE Monsters because we didn't feel like playing any more Resident Evil games for right now. We're kind of burned out on it, but we still gotta play all the other games.
No.
So.
God.
Right, Cole? You excited for Code Veronica and Revelations 2? And Outbreak and Outbreak File 2 and oh boy, there's so many.
Code Veronica isn't on PC, which is like the weirdest to not be on PC. Fucking Revelations was on 3DS and it came to PC.
Yeah. Do we have to play Deadly Silence?
No, but I'm gonna fucking mention it.
Okay.
The best version of Resident Evil, in my humble opinion.
Anyway, I suggest we get right on cracking as soon as I get this fucking timer set up because I forgot to do it and I'm an idiot. I'm sorry about that.
God, audience, keep in mind my humble host is an idiot.
Humble? I don't think either of us are humble.
Am I? I think I'm humble. I don't know what it means, but I think I'm it.
I definitely think like the drinking game for us would be every single time I brag, every single time I make fun of you, every single time I'm an asshole. Like,
what's my drinking game?
Whenever you say something stupid, whenever you mention a conspiracy theory, whenever you mention r/conspiracy theories.
Jared, I said a drinking game. I don't want to end up dead.
These are all sips, Cole. These are all sips.
That's a drink. You gotta chug the bitch.
No, chugs are for like when one of us rolls their eyes and gets angry.
Jared, again, I don't want to die, but if, yeah.
Anyway, just normal ass T-virus zombie.
I don't want to be dead in Miami, which is where we record from.
No, we don't. God damn it. Do you want me to start every episode now with broadcasting live from Miami, despite we're not live or in Miami?
Don't listen to him. He just doesn't want people to know where we record. And of course, it's from Miami. We're both from Florida.
Are we really?
Yeah.
I've been to Florida.
I have too. We both have, Jared. We live there. Of course we've been to Florida.
Stop hitting your desk, Cole.
I hit it in anger.
Anyway, just normal ass T-virus zombies, Cole. What's up with them?
They're just fucking zombies. Have you ever watched a goddamn zombie movie? Just go watch a fucking like Shaun of the Dead or something.
Night of the Living Dead.
Or like Resident Evil movies if you're a sick bastard.
They suck.
Also, like the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Bucks is good. So
okay, that's it for that slide, I guess.
Yeah,
oh, what's up, Lisa?
Oh yeah, I brought up Lisa, who's a daughter of the architect of the OG mansion. He deserves credit coming for him.
We've already discussed.
I brought her up. She's cool design, and they made her the source of all the other a lot of the other viruses, like T, the progenitor, and G.
Yeah, because she's just immune somehow.
Yeah, she has a nice mask.
Yeah, it's her parents' faces sewn together over her fucking reformed head.
apparently Wesker pins her down with a chandelier before blowing up the mansion.
She's probably still alive.
Probably. Well, then Raccoon City got nuked, so
She's
unless
probably still. She's unkillable, Cole. That's like her thing.
Yeah, but there's like a difference between getting shot in the head and being nuked.
Is there, besides the heat?
Well, there's a lot of heat. It's like the heat of the sun, right?
Yeah.
Isn't a nuke the heat of the sun?
Yeah, it's atomic heat. Anyway, some Nemesis parasite. What's that? What's the Golgotha virus? That's the G virus, right?
The Golgotha is the G virus.
Why is it called Golgotha? Golgotha?
No, it's short for G.
G is short for Golgotha.
No, Golgotha is short for G. Damn it!
It'd be long for G. I don't. You know what? This is a waste of time. This conversation will go nowhere. I already understand that.
So the Crimson Heads, which they added in the remake.
Yes.
So when you kill a zombie, right, it becomes this fucking monster.
Yeah.
Is it any zombie?
What? Specific zombies, not all of them, but specific ones do become Crimson Heads. And that's pretty bullshit, if you ask me.
Okay. Yeah, it's got sharp teeth and they run at you.
Yeah, I mean, they're also faster and harder to kill.
That's good.
The only way to prevent a zombie from turning into a Crimson Head is by burning its body.
If only you had a flamethrower.
You have a lighter and gas, and you have limited gas.
Do you get a flamethrower in the game?
You get a flamer later on, I think, for the giant plant monster fight.
Okay. I know you get one in 2.
It's just been a thing they've been reusing. They don't really get too creative, Resident Evil, on a lot of things, which is probably my biggest.
No, when they do get creative, God, I hate it.
It becomes 6.
So then we got leeches, which is a bunch of leeches injected with T virus, and when they bite someone, they become zombies, and they become weird leech people.
Yeah.
Who looks like an anime goo girl.
Anime?
Well, hentai is real anime, as we all know.
Next slide.
Moving on. Dog. Okay, so apparently, from the wiki at least, there's a difference between a Cerberus dog and a normal-ass dog that just got fucking bit.
Yes.
Because the Cerberus was made by Umbrella, while the ones in 2 and 3 are just fucking dogs you find that have been bit. Yeah. Also, this breed of dog, which is a Doberman.
Yeah, why don't they do bulldogs or, I don't know, fucking Rottweilers or pit bulls or something with an even more nasty connotation? What?
Saint Bernard would be cute. Maybe a Great Dane if you want to go big. Chihuahua would be funny.
Fucking terrifying. Imagine trying to shoot that thing. Like, you'd have to have a kick mechanic in.
Or do the Dead Space stomp mechanic.
Terry Todd's joining us for this podcast now. Oh, God. Hi, Terry.
Sounds violent.
Terry Todd joined us.
Yeah. So next, I'm going to talk about burbs.
Oh, God. Not these fuckers.
They're just birds that consume zombie flesh, apparently.
Yep.
And they swarm you. And they're annoying, especially in the early games, because the camera's not like a third-person camera. It's like a stationary camera.
Fixed cam, Cole. It's called a fixed camera. Do you know why they use fixed cameras, Cole?
Because the backgrounds aren't real.
They're pre-rendered. It's a still image.
Yeah.
They drew a picture and gave it depth, and then that's your background.
Which, weirdly, they don't do in Dino Crisis, which is what came out of Resident Evil.
They do it in Final Fantasy 8 and 9. And 7.
What about 10?
No. What? It's a PS2 game.
I don't know. It would have looked amazing then.
Yeah, 10 looks amazing as is. 10 has some of the best cutscene graphics of its era.
Yeah, these things are fucking annoying.
Yeah, they're probably like one of my top 10 least favorite Resident Evil enemies in games.
They're really annoying in the fixed camera version.
They're just annoying in general. I just don't like birds. Like bird enemies. I don't like enemies that just come from above you, because you always feel that it's like enemies when they come from below, right? You feel at like an equal level, or at least because they're coming from an area where you can instantly see them. Coming from above, right, they can come from fucking anywhere, and then you don't see them until they've already hit you, and I always feel a disadvantage.
You know what? I think Jared's coming from a dark place in his life. Do you want to talk about it?
No, I just don't like flying enemies. I don't like flying enemies when every other enemy in the game is based on the ground. Like, you know? Yeah. If you're just gonna, like, if you just randomly insert flying enemies into a game where I'm mostly shooting things that are walking at me.
Corridor.
What? I couldn't hear you.
Dead Space did it well, but it was like in a corridor scenario, so the flying enemy never came from the sky because there's no sky in space. Did you know that, Jared?
Yes. Also called, side note, don't talk at the same time.
I'll talk whenever I want to.
That causes the audio to be bad.
You're rad. Anyway, monkeys.
God damn it, monkeys.
There are a bunch of monkeys injected with the T virus. What do you think?
This is like pre-human trials or something?
Yeah, they were in 0. This one makes sense.
Did you just say welcome to the animal section? Because, Cole, we've been there for the third straight animal.
Well, this is where the animal section gets real interesting.
I already saw the next one.
Shark.
Is this the shark from 1 or the shark from 6?
This is 1. I'll talk about 6 when we get to 6.
Oh, Taylor, why are you looking at the table?
This was made after someone saw Austin Powers, of course.
This is fucking the dumbest enemies are the sharks. I don't know why.
Also, explain to me how they got a shark in the middle of what is like a Midwestern town underneath a mansion.
Cold, like
if you had to experiment on anything, why this? Why did someone?
I have no idea how they built that giant underground facility without, destroying a town.
I mean, eventually they destroyed a town.
I meant integrally.
Well, next we got a hornbill.
It's just another bird.
It's a bird, Jared. It's a bird.
What game is this from? Is this from Outbreak?
Yeah, it's when you go through the zoo.
Which I think I remember the level, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
it's been 10 years since I played Outbreak.
You love it. It acts exactly the same as the crow.
So it's just a fucking bird that attacks from above.
Yeah.
When you're designing a game,
it's a goofy ass bird, Jared.
When you're designing a game, right? Enemies that seem cool can be cool, but sometimes the way they interact with you is so counter to the rest of it that it actually makes for an unpleasant experience. And that's my experience with flying enemies in Resident Evil games. Is they're so different and ancillary to everything else. I'm not expecting it, and that's not on me. It's on the fact that everything else has been on the ground. Why are these enemies flying? That I always get hit at least once. And I don't feel like it's my fault. It feels like the game is just taking that hit for free. And that's not good enemy design.
Let's get to the lion, Jared.
This one. I think I remember this.
Now, if you thought you were fucked with a zombie dog, wait till you get to the zombie lion. Why wasn't this in RE5?
Because RE5 went with the giant spider monster, Cole.
This seems...
the giant bat monster. And the Ouroboros.
I don't like the Ouroboros. It's stupid. But look at the lion.
Did you look at it?
Did.
The leech monsters, Cole. I thought you liked the leeches.
There's a lot of leech monsters in these fucking games.
Yeah, they're weird. Also, I hate this fucking model. I'm gonna put the image in the video version, and the PowerPoint's linked in the description. But this lion model is fucking shit. It has barely a mane. It just kind of gets bulkier around the neck, and then has a Nittany lion or a female lion's face. The mane does not come over the head enough.
I think that you're arguing with PlayStation 2 graphics.
PlayStation 2 graphics are better than this, Cole. This is just a badly designed model. This isn't a limitation of the device. This is a bad team. Cool. What?
I think the eye's cool.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know how a lion's mane goes around the fucking ears at least, right?
Oh, tell me more.
Not behind the whole head. It has a poof on its head. That is it. I understand that's not the point of this, but the point of it is to me that doesn't look like a lion. It looks like someone glued wool to a fucking, I don't know, mountain lion. It could be a
this-
mountain lion, I guess.
If this is how you're reacting, I can't wait for the future.
Oh god.
Now we got hyenas.
The hyena. They just look like regular hyenas. Don't even look affected.
You know, hyenas are closer related to cats than dogs.
Yes.
I added that into the PowerPoint. I had nothing else to add.
It's legitimately just they're so boring. So Cole, when making this PowerPoint, said, "I don't have a lot to say about most of this shit, but I'm including it anyway."
Yeah, next is the elephant. His name is Oscar.
The second elephant or the first elephant?
It's
Why is his name Oscar?
because he's in a zoo. They named the elephant.
But why wouldn't you name him like? I don't know. I can't think of a good name. Eric.
Well,
Eric the elephant.
why is that what's your problem with this thing?
Well, I like alliteration. That's not my only problem. What the fuck happened to its tusks?
They got spiky
How?
T-virus.
Doesn't make sense.
You think you'd see this in RE5?
Wait, does it have an extra leg? Or is that just me misreading the module?
I think that's its dick.
It's coming from its chest.
It's got a big dick.
I think there's a
I think
weird
it's-
graphic thing on the model? Or
I
does this have an underside tusk that fires T-virus at you? I don't know.
Well, it's apparently an antagonist in Outbreak, which you have to trap to get out of the zoo. Kind of like a Nemesis scenario, but cooler.
Because it's fucking... I hate you. Oh, wait. Now we got more flying enemies, Cole.
We got bats. But this one's big. This one's giant.
Is this the giant one from 5?
It's the giant one from 0.
I don't know why, but they just reuse a lot of dumb enemies.
Yeah, there's a giant one in 0 that screeches and summons other bats who aren't giant, but I don't know how that works. I don't know if they're infected with T-virus. I assume maybe?
I have no idea. It looks like it has some sort of like missing skin there, so I'd say yes.
Well, there's like baby vampire.
I don't know, man. Maybe it affected all of them. It gave them some fucking like
We got a
dick
big
juice.
His name is Yawn because he opens his mouth really big.
Nicknamed Yawn, not named Yawn.
You're Yawn.
You know, I understand that that's anatomically correct for the snake's eyes, but at the same time, boy, does it look stupid.
Apparently, they just found a snake in the garden and they said, "Fuck it, let's inject T-virus into it."
Cole, do you understand what I mean, though?
Like its face does look a little goofy.
It's because it's got anatomically correct eyes, but when you blow that up, it makes the eyes look like they're like normal size compared to like a gigantic body.
Yeah.
You needed to push the eyes out and make them bigger to make the model make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just blow something up anatomically correct and make it look good. You gotta do some editing.
I know some spaceship YouTubers who get real upset with this bullshit.
What, blowing stuff up?
Well, a lot of times games will blow up a small ship into a big ship.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is a window that was made for a person is now made for an elephant
Yeah.
because they didn't.
Adjust sizing.
Yeah. Now we got 2 different kinds of fucking moths because, of course, they did.
There are 2 fucking different moths. I prefer the top one.
The bottom one can poison you. Now I have a question. Can moths poison you?
No.
Thought I'd ask.
I
Anyway.
don't know. My
There's
dog.
an alligator. And 2.
Oh my god, he should have been put in crawl.
Yeah.
I remember him from the sewer run.
Yeah.
Why is he so big?
I don't know.
It's implied that he's been living in the sewers for a while and this just got him infected. And that he was always been kind of protecting Umbrella. Like, the game implied all that.
I mean, how big are the fucking sewers?
Big enough for this fucking thing to run through and cause tidal waves, so I don't know.
See, I mean, it looks cool in the remake.
Yeah, it looks really good in the remake. I can't deny that.
They took a stupid idea and they made it look really cool.
You went into the fucking plant things.
Oh yeah, Plant 42 and Plant 43. One's in a mansion, one's in a raccoon city. When they infect people, they turn them into this weird fucking thing.
It's disturbing. It's honestly one of the few still images of this game that like I could like if you put that in just that as like a single antagonistic in like an indie horror game, it'd be fucking terrifying.
Like, honestly, this is probably one of the best looking monsters.
Yeah, like if you're trying to scare someone, this is probably the scariest design.
Yeah.
But
I
like
think it's
Resident Evil rarely sought to scare people anymore, so
I have two questions. Why does it have a vagina mouth?
Because
And two,
this
why
should
why does the T virus make these plants do this?
I think it has something to do with like them studying it, like they made it into this. Because do you see the numbers by those plant things, Cole? It's not 1 and 2, is it?
42 and 43.
So that means there's 41 other experiments that did not create the results that they wanted.
I like to think that it's magic juice that you just inject into random bullshit.
It's not.
And it comes out of this fucking thing. It feels like goddamn giant spiders. It's goddamn these games like giant spiders.
They always make them so furry. They always use a tarantula model.
Yeah.
I don't like that they use a tarantula model. Make it like a fucking Black Widow or a I don't know. What else would be cool? Brown recluse would be fucking terrifying. Something leggy and stringy rather than furry, because furry spiders are cute. I want to pet furry spiders. Leggy and stringy spiders, I want to fucking kill.
Like Eight-Legged Freaks. It's a great 2002 movie if you haven't seen it.
Really, you decided to bring up Go watch Tremors, everybody.
Go watch.
God.
This.
What?
Well, Eight-Legged Freaks makes sense, Jared. Because it's giant spiders.
I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, there's no reason. Hey, Jared, have you ever seen the movie Eight-Legged Freaks? It's freaky. Legitimately what he's included in his PowerPoint.
What? You don't even read the PowerPoint.
I'm on the PowerPoint right now. Cole, we're looking at monsters. I kind of have to be looking at the PowerPoint.
Well, I don't believe you. Now is the scorpion, who's named Stinger. And then in his natural home, a moving train.
You shoot it, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a scorpion.
Yeah.
Where are his eyes?
I don't know. Do scorpions have eyes?
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't know. The only scorpions I've ever seen were in the middle of the desert, and I fucking shook them. Not
who?
That sounds like I did some. They were in my bag, or in other people's bags, or underneath your bag, and like when you pick up your bag, like fucking scorpion, you grab it and throw it with your gloves on.
What happens if they try to sting you?
You grab it by the tail, Cole.
What if they try to like snip you?
They don't have. They can't bend backwards. They have an endoskeleton that's pretty hard. They're not flexible, and then you just wing them off into the desert, hopefully into someone else's bag, who just wings them into someone else's bag, and it just never ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's.
We should buy a scorpion.
We should not. Let's mean the gun.
Giant centipede. It's called a centurion. I don't know who calls it that because apparently Umbrella didn't make this.
Well, first off, I'm sure it's a fan name. Second off, read the actual slide title, Cole.
Big fucking centipede.
There we go.
Apparently, it's just a centipede that ate infected flesh.
Yeah, I mean, why does it grow? Like, what's with this growth that this virus causes?
I don't know.
Sometimes it makes things balloon up to giant size. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like that fucking cult that's trying to make the lobster god.
Someday.
Have you heard about that?
No.
There's a cult, right? Because lobsters don't die of natural causes and don't die of old age. So they only die when they get too big for their shell and they aren't able to molt into a new shell. So what they're going to do is they're going to get a lobster and they're going to make new shells for it, so it can eventually so it can always molt into a bigger shell, and then they're just going to over generations have a giant lobster because they don't stop growing.
Jared, this sounds like the best fucking idea.
And they're going to worship the lobster Leviathan god, is what they say. And this is a real thing.
How big do they want it? Do they want it the size of a whale?
Like, they want it to be, like, bigger than cars.
That would be fucking awesome.
Like, it would take, like, granted, it would take, like, 2,000 years for it to get that big. But, hey, if the cult can stay alive that long, I don't know if they're a cult, the group, the organization, whatever you want to call them.
Why would it take 2,000 years? Does it grow by, like, an inch?
They grow really slow over time. It's because they never die. I mean, everything in life has some sort of balance to it, you know? Have you ever seen a giant lobster cult?
I feel like I'm about to.
It'll take forever. It'll take generations of life to do it.
I'll freeze myself.
Okay, Fry.
Yeah, now we got liquors.
Not Philip. He's Yancey. He's got skills.
Man, Skittles.
Liquors. Why is their brain exposed?
So these are like when a T-virus zombie gets injured enough, it starts to mutate into this thing. Yes. Yeah.
So are T-virus zombies Saiyans now?
They become liquors.
The more hurt they get, the stronger they become.
Now, you may be asking, now wait a minute, don't they become Crimson Heads? Well, this is a different strain of T-virus. Duh, Jared, duh.
Like, it's like one of those things where, like, they wrote it in, and then they wrote a reason for it. They didn't write a reason for it and then create it, you know?
Yeah.
They created a character model, like, automated model. That's cool. Okay, why does it exist? If we shot one enough, it'd mutate into this. But they never once thought, like, okay, what's another strain we could have because of what reason? It's top down building, not bottom up building. They built it from the smallest part of it and built it down, so all the reasoning's gonna be fucking stupid. And Resident Evil is the perfect example of why sometimes top down building is really bad.
Also, like, you could have just said it was a BOW, which stands for biological whatever ever.
Bioorganic weapon.
Yeah, that could have just been a BOW.
I mean, they really got into BOWs in 5 and 6. That's when they, like, everything's like, it's a BOW. BOW.
I mean, Hunters, which are a BOW, that actually apparently was sold by Umbrella to people.
I mean, yeah, it's a giant reptile thing.
Yeah, I included a bunch of them because, goddamn, Jared, there's so fucking many of these things.
Yeah.
In the RE games.
I'd say my favorite's the top left model you have there.
Top left is from RE1.
Yeah.
Beneath that's RE3, which gave it mandibles, which makes it look like it's from Predator.
Yeah, I don't like it. It looks way too lumpy. The claws are cool, but, like, its face is stupid.
What about the red one?
Is that the original?
That's from the original RE3. Those are the betas.
Yeah. I mean, those are fine. What's the bottom one?
I forgot. I honestly forgot.
That thing is a frog head.
Yeah, it's not even a good frog head. Also, the top right one I know is from Dead Aim.
Yeah.
Which is an excellent game.
In the bottom right, he looks like a dumb toad thing. Like how you didn't put what it's from.
Nah.
I mean, I would have to say the RE3 remake one's my least favorite version. Like, if you look at his fucking body or the legs,
that's
meh, into the chest.
Because I'm looking at the top right one, and that looks like
the top right. Well, so if I had to rank them in order, and from worst to best, it'd be RE3 remake, top right, bottom right, RE3 original, the RE1 one.
Yeah.
And the only thing, like the RE1 one, the only reason I don't like its design is his head fucking looks like a monkey head. Like, that's the only thing I can fault with it, you know?
Yeah.
At least the giant toad one's giant, you know? The other one, at least it looks like its body makes more sense. I mean, the weird finger things are stupid and all, but, like, the RE3 remake one, if you look at where its chest and, like, its chest bones would lead into its fucking, like, stomach area, it just goes in. Like, it has no stability in the middle of it. You could shoot it right in half really easily with a machine gun. Like, it's not designed to be a weapon, whereas in the original one looks way sturdier than it.
It's way annoying in RE3 also.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know it from the game. I just tell you by its look. It doesn't look like it'd be sturdy enough to be sold as a weapon. It looks like it's rather easy to kill, whereas in the one on the top actually looks sturdier to me. I don't know.
Now I bring up William Birkin, who is probably one of my favorite monsters, honestly.
G. Insert G boss fight here.
Yeah. He just looks cool, and like I love how you see him slowly transform over the course of the game. So you see,
I like how he's an angel.
Yeah, like you can always see William's face in there.
Yep.
And it's being smushed against them, and eventually, like you lose him in the blob.
Mm-hmm. It's a I guess I'll say it's a fun fight. It's not. The new RE games, their biggest downfall is boss fights suck.
Yeah, I'll be real with that.
RE2 doesn't have a good boss fight in it. RE3 Remake doesn't have a good boss fight in it. RE7 does. RE7 had some just pretty normal boss fights. But this is like, you shoot the eye, you shoot the other eye, he's weakened, shoot him in the heart. You shoot the eye, you shoot the other eye, you shoot the other eye, he's weakened, you shoot him in the heart. That's the whole boss fight.
Also, why does G have a giant eye?
Fucking no, man. He's got a bunch of eyes. What do you mean, a giant eye?
Well, he grows that big eye in his big arm.
He has an eye on his leg, he has an eye on his other leg, and he has an eye on his back.
What's up with G making eyes?
I don't know. Las Plagas did it 2 and 4 because the last boss has a bunch of eyes on him as well.
Odd.
I think it's Resident Evil just copying Zelda design.
Yeah.
If we throw an eyeball, that means that's the weak spot. The big blob fight's pretty cool, though. I gotta know. It's cool. I wouldn't say it's good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now I'm bringing up the tyrants. We got T001. Jared, is this vulnerable? Like, look at its arm.
Look at its heart.
Yeah. Why did, when they were designing this, did they decide to have a big heart?
Maybe
it makes it more lovable.
More. You give it one hug, Cole, and it's gonna stab you and crush its own heart, so you're both dead.
Jared,
it's the ultimate murder-suicide device.
How would it stab you? Its big spike arm can't do that. It's like a...
Well, Cole, you see it has smaller spike arms on it, too, and spike fingers. It could still kill you pretty easily.
This one was in 0, so...
The T-002.
Oh, yes. This one's from 1.
It looks so bad. I've always thought this. It looks so bad.
It does. Like, the skin...
1, where's its dick?
Dickless, Jared. Don't worry. This gets addressed later.
2, like, its fucking arm just looks non-threatening.
Yeah. He has impossible strength given his size.
Yeah. And then, the fucking discoloration just makes it look stupid. And then the exposed heart is still a problem. Just put fucking armor over it. Like, just cover it up. Why is it naked?
Like, you see, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and when they're super buff, it's just, like, it would never be able to do what it does, which is go through several concrete walls.
But it's made to be the ultimate life form, Cole.
Damn it. T103. Apparently, they skipped to 103 because it was mass-produced. Now, this looks like it can punch through a wall.
But shouldn't it be the 101? That's not how patches work.
No, Jared, you're used to patching computers. This is patching.
Yeah, but that's not how model series would work either. So you have the -0 series, and then you'd have the -1 series, and the -2 series, and then the 0, and then the 3 would be the numbering of them. So it shouldn't be, it should be a different series. So it should be the -101 because it's the first of the 1 series. It's semantics, I know, but like, you understand what I mean.
What do you think of its hat?
It's a nice fedora. It looks like he's gonna say "milady" at me someday.
Someday, not today.
Nah, today he's just gonna. I like how you put that in. I didn't even see that. I like how he just takes a helicopter and fucking yeets that bitch out of there.
He's cool. He's really good in 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The boss fight's stupid. Still, he still has an exposed heart.
Yeah. We
Also,
got Nemesis.
what?
We got Nemesis.
Hold on though. Also though, like, you know how I said just cover him up? I didn't mean just with a trench coat. I mean give him some bulletproof shit to protect his heart. He's got an exposed heart. You need to give him something.
Wow.
Yes, Nemesis, the guy who looks like he pulled a face over his face.
So it's a T103 with a Nemesis parasite inside of it that gives it extreme intelligence.
I don't understand how that created the change in look, but okay. The look is yeah, but its skin is all now loose and whatnot. Its mouth is red. It's also like a full like it's taller and not as wide as the old series, you know.
I don't know.
At least from like what I remember from looking at him in the games, you know.
Yeah, he uses like a flamethrower and rocket launcher and a minigun.
And he was meant to be sold.
Yeah, he's even capable of speaking, which is weird.
Nemesis.
No, he says stars.
Stars.
Never says Nemesis.
I forget. No, I think he does in the movie.
Oh.
I don't know. I've watched 3 of the movies or 4 of the movies now. As I was preparing to do those.
He becomes a dog thing in the remake of 3.
I don't like the transforming trope that Resident Evil has. I've already said that, I'm pretty sure. I just don't like it when enemies just transform. Like,
Speaking of transform,
that's a little bit cliche.
we go to Alexia Ashford from Resident Evil Code Veronica. She becomes a bee.
Yeah. She's her design is stupid. Her fight is cool.
Is it?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. It's difficult.
She's just some crazy fucking bitch that was put on ice for 15 years and came out looking like this.
I know, right? It's like Resident Evil science exists in a vacuum universe.
I like to think each individual game's own vacuum.
Each individual game has its own science in it that just doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, Resident Evil science is one of those things where, like, if you had a guy who never took science in college write science fiction, like, that's what Resident Evil is to me. It's like, yeah, I see what you're doing, but that's not how anything works. But you inject the virus in the leech, you get a new virus. Duh.
What?
What? You inject the virus in the woman, you get a new virus. What? How? Explain your work. Show your work to me.
So the woman, you inject her with a virus, but if you freeze her for 15 years, she can control the virus inside of her.
And then she can become a bug.
What?
Like, it's what, like, that's what my thought was like. I was like, whoever wrote Resident Evil just doesn't know how science works. And it kind of makes me enjoy it more because of it. Because they just went with it. They just went with whatever they wanted to do. And I kind of respect them for that.
Nah, for the next one, I wish I could see your face.
That does not look like the god of death.
Thanatos. Did you know he was an underwear model?
I could tell.
He's strewing his stuff, walking down the show with those buns.
Like, okay, so the main model, the one on the right here, is fucking stupid. I do respect them using a black guy, though. That's some respect right there.
Respect.
But the model on top is somehow even dumber.
I think
like, it's just stretched out and has a bigger arm.
I think he gets his other arm blown off.
Yeah.
It's mutating bigger because, of course, tyrants have to do that.
Yeah. Well, everything has to do that now. It's just not that cool. Also, he doesn't have a dick either.
He does have a dick.
Cole, what I'm saying is his dick would be bigger than it is. I understand that's a graphical limitation and flat imagery because they couldn't actually program depth there.
They couldn't program a bigger dick.
You could draw it. They could have drawn a bigger dick, is what I'm saying.
I don't think they wanted to.
They should have.
Talos.
Oh, God, this dumb shit.
Tyrant armored lethal organic system. A computer controlled powered powered assault armor grafted onto the body of a Tyrant T-011.
What's the fucking... Oh, we just skipped 8.
Yeah.
We just skipped 8 fucking tyrants. What are they?
I don't know.
We skipped...
Future.
7, technically speaking, because this is 11. We skipped 7 tyrants. I corrected myself.
Stored in the Russian branch of Umbrella. It's a Digimon.
Wait, yes, it is. It's the Digivolution of Tyrant. So it's in Pokemon, right? Things get bigger. They become more, dragonic. They become more, like powerful. In Digimon, they give it a fucking gun and a sword and be like, "Be on your way, please." That's why I love Digimon.
I can't tell you what I got this from, but I found it and I love it.
I'm gonna look into this, Cole. It's like, oh my god, its name is. I didn't see the hyphen at first. I just saw. Oh god, hold on. My brain needs the second. My brain needs a second to process the hyphen.
Why does it have a hyphen?
Tyrant armored. That's not a word. It's not a hyphenated word. That doesn't need to be like that. It's a tyrant who is armored. It's not tyrant armored. Now, tyrant armored would mean you're in armor that is supposed to make you into a tyrant.
Now, I didn't make this up because
I see the image. I mean, granted, the image could be like from 90 different games. I could be honest with you.
Yeah, I could tell you.
Okay, Cole. Let's get into the Spanish cult. I like the image you used.
The Gando. It means livestock in Spanish.
The ganado. Ganado.
It's a bunch of infected folks who, if you shoot their head, a giant parasite pops out.
Sometimes. Not all the time. Not like the first 120 you kill.
Why do they change?
What?
Why do they suddenly do
it's
that?
the state at which the parasite is in.
Mm.
So if the parasite's still larval or still just breaking free, they have control of them. But they're not formed enough to pop out of the head. Did you do all the different stages of Las Plagas or just this?
I did a few.
Okay. And like depending on what stage it's at or what variant it is, different things happen when they
like
pop
you
out.
mean like the one that shoots acid or the one that like pokes you?
Yeah, the one that jumps out of the fucking body, my least favorite one with the stabby lights.
No, not really. I just did those. I also included Chainsaw Man who came from Texas.
Why didn't you... Why did he? Because he's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh my god. I prefer Chainsaw Woman, if I'm being honest, to Chainsaw Man. The Chainsaw Woman pit is one of my favorite parts of the game, just because it's like, you actually gotta use real strategy and not just run and gun for a whole fucking fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like twins, right? They're like twins with chainsaws.
What?
They're like twins, but with chainsaws.
I have no idea. One of them has a bag over their head, the other one doesn't.
Jared, he either is holding a chainsaw or a PlayStation 2 controller. It's one or the other. I don't know which.
He's holding the Cinemassacre logo.
I knew it. The logo. Which means big fucking fish.
Okay, so it's a salamander that had a host parasite in it?
Yeah. I don't know its age. Because it's supposedly awakened, so...
It might just be from, like, the people 100 years ago that worshipped the Las Plagas.
Maybe it's from 1,000 years ago. We don't know.
It looks like it's just like a fucking Leopleurodon.
It's
a magical Leopleurodon, Charlie.
God, ear rape.
Some old references there, Cole.
we got the ogre from Lord of the Rings.
Or the fucking troll.
From Harry Potter.
That's what I think it is. It looks so much like the troll from Harry Potter. Although, what's the fucking Lord of the Rings Two Towers video game has a thing that looks exactly like this. I think they use the same model despite being completely different companies.
I don't know, but like, who's copying who?
Technically, the GameCube version of Resident Evil 4 came out first, so there you go.
Well, the movie came out first.
No, I'm talking about the game model, because I'm pretty sure the model in the game looks exactly like this. I'll have to look into it to be sure, but
Yeah, apparently it has multiple parasites in it.
Yeah, the 3 pop out when you shoot it. But like, what does this mean for the universe? Are there just trolls existing, or like, what?
Think
Because
like
like this is one of those things that's just so underexplained. It's like, okay, this means that there's just giants that live in the woods. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
or is it like a single person who grew to this size?
I mean, why don't the rest of them?
I
Like,
don't
if
know.
this thing can wreck through fucking armies, not Leon, of course, because Leon is amazing, but armies of people, right? Like, why not just inject 3 in everyone then and have them all be this and have your army be this fucking thing and then win the war immediately?
Fucking attach guns to it like
Just
the Talos.
swat a helicopter down, just tyrant, just take him and fucking throw him across the fucking play. Just whoop. Like, nothing else is beating like an army of this shit. That's all I'm saying, you know?
Yeah, the next one I included was Betoros Mendez.
Oh god, you're gonna mention the monkey thing again?
Well, he's a Spanish wrestler with a big coat and a big beard.
He is the village chief.
He does look like a Spanish wrestler.
Not really.
He does in my eyes.
I don't know. Like, he's wearing a trench coat.
That's what makes it.
What? He kills Leon. Like, Leon. So, when he throws Leon in the cutscene and Leon's head hits that crossbar, a normal person would be dead. Leon's brain would be severed from his spine. He would be dead right then and there.
He could do a wicked suplex. Plus, when you kill in the boss fight, you like chop him in half, and then he becomes like a monkey, and he climbs around in the rafters.
I
Which
knew
I
it.
want to know. I want to know if he killed Leon, how does he put himself back together?
He would wrap the arms around his little torso thing, and then he would just be taller than he was.
He'd be rude.
That's
You
it.
need
That's
a
all that
bigger
would
coat.
happen.
You need a bigger coat.
He ripped through the coat. He doesn't have it anymore.
That's why he needs to buy a new one.
The Novistadores?
Yeah, the big bug things you find in a castle and the sewer.
Yeah, they're
You love them.
probably my least favorite enemy from 4. They're
What are
the
they?
worst. What?
What are they?
Dude, this is the Ari Monsters episode. You were in charge of this.
Yeah, but you played it, so
It doesn't explain them. Like, I've read every note in the game. It doesn't explain these shits. I'm guessing they just exist as is. They don't look like Las Plagas, so
maybe.
we kind of discussed what they could be in the Ari, the post Raccoon. I mean, the Raccoon City episode.
You got Wolverine.
These fucking blind assholes.
They fucking stitch their eyes together because that's how you make an efficient killing machine, Jared.
Right. And then, like, okay. So, I like the fight so much I can kind of overlook it. Like the first one, where you shoot the bell, he charges the bell, you shoot the thing on his back, you shoot the bell, he charges the bell, you shoot the thing on his back, and then you're like, well, it's still alive, so I have to figure out. So you learn to shoot and then run around a pillar, so he charges to the side. And
Yeah.
Right? No, don't run. Walk. He can hear you running. So, like, I like all of that, right? That is all fine. And it's so good, it kind of makes me overlook how stupid it was that they made an ultimate killing machine and stitched his eyes together. And also, what's with the headpiece? I don't...
That's to keep him from biting.
But, like, why?
He likes to bite people.
I mean, granted, it makes his head immune to bullets, apparently. So, there's that.
Unless you hit him in the eyes, and then he's gone.
But you can't hit him in the eye in the game, Cole. Remember that.
That's
Like, also, why don't they just make a full helmet then? Like, a full metal helmet. He can't see anyway.
Oh, yeah. He can't see, so why give him eye holes?
Right? Like, just give him a little slits to breathe through. He'll be fine. I know. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, at the time, I never asked questions about it, but when you sit down and think about it, like, well, that's fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Next I included Verdugo.
Oh, God. That's the,
It's Spanish for executioner.
the right and left hands of, Salazar.
Yeah, made by splicing insect DNA with an infected human of Las Plagas.
So, it does. This is one of the bosses I didn't kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to escape him. I just was too low in ammo to kill him at the time.
He looks like if Alien and Darth Vader had a kid.
He really does have that Geiger look going for him.
Yeah, that's why.
I saw it, you didn't mention it, so I decided to mention it, Cole, because that's what Team does.
Yeah.
He's kind of an annoying fight though, because you're being chased down that hallway, and you're
He
supposed
look-
to knock the ice things into him and shoot him.
Yeah, he looks really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, he's probably one of my favorite looking enemies from RE4,
Yeah.
but not my. I don't think I would ever put him in my favorite enemies just because his fight is so frustrating. And
There's a
lame.
lot.
I would
there's a
really
lot-
like if it was just a straightforward fight.
Yeah. And we got the Regenerador.
The Regenerators. They're my favorite. They're my favorite, probably of all time.
You gotta get the thermal scub and you gotta shoot them.
Except for the fact that the first one you fight, you do not have it. And
Nope.
you just waste all your ammo into unless like on your first playthrough, not on your second, not on your third, but on your first playthrough, you just fire all your fucking ammo into this asshat, and then you know what? It's just like I threw 3 grenades at it, I fucking shot it with all my ammo, and then you just gotta let it kill you if you didn't kill it.
There's a spiky version.
Yeah, those things are annoying.
Yeah.
But like I genuinely really like the design of putting an enemy this powerful in when you don't have the means to kill it, then giving you the means to kill it, and it's still a threat.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a threat after you were given the fucking scope, I probably wouldn't like this enemy nearly as much. But the fact is, even when you have the thing that's meant to bind it and kill it, it's still a threat, and that's just a design where you're like, hey, see how powerful this thing is. Now here's how you kill it. See how powerful this thing still is.
It's later to be copied in Dead Space.
Yeah. I don't know. I could talk for like an hour just on the Regenerator.
Yeah. Dead Space did it like 3 times, I want to say.
The thing Salazar merges with.
Yeah, the Queen Plaga, which is where all the fucking Plagas come from.
Yes.
Did Wesker have one?
No, he had a bunch of ones mined up from underneath, remember? Maybe he got one of those too. But remember how they're mining them from underneath the ground because they were trapped in stone? No, that makes sense. I don't understand it all. Like, how are they still alive anyway,
I don't know. Maybe he just cloned a bunch, so he didn't need a queen.
Wesker. I want Wesker to come back as a clone.
A clone? Well, I don't.
But like, this fight's weird.
Why does it have a face?
I don't know. That's the Verdugo face.
Is it the Verdugo face?
Yeah. So the Verdugo, it absorbs Verdugo and Salazar, and it gains the Verdugo face. It was just a giant flower monster before that, and it gains the Salazar body. The Verdugo face attacks you, and you got hit in the eye until it drops its head, and then you can blow up Salazar with one hit with the RPG, and I will mention that every single time it comes up. But yes.
So, if they killed Leon, how do they operate normally again?
Stop asking. Cole, I understand. Like you can't just toothpick it back into the tube of toothpaste, but I don't know. Like I genuinely do not know how they would be able to do anything ever again. Okay, like I wish I could answer that question for you, Cole. I really do, but I can't.
So we got Jack Krauser.
Oh,
He's
fucking
the best.
Krauser.
He's the best military agent with the best fucking chicken wing this side of the Mississippi.
I hate you to the point where I don't think "hate you" is the correct term anymore. I fucking despise you, Cole.
What'd I do?
Mississippi. That. You
That's a
did
dumb
that.
name for a state, you know?
What?
That's a dumb name for a state.
If he flaps his arm hard. Only in circles. Only in circles. No, there's too many holes in it, Cole. Look at all the holes in it.
No, he has enough. It's enough to shield bullets, so it's enough to flap.
It's not, though. Like, there's tons of holes in it.
He'd be a good swimmer.
You can't catch air.
He'd be a good.
I mean, maybe. I don't know about swimming either. But you know what, Cole? I think Leon could have beat him with just his knife.
Maybe. If he threw it.
If he threw it at its head, man, he couldn't react fast enough to dodge that. No one could.
No one could.
It's impossible. It might hit the flesh, man. That's how fast it is.
It goes through his arm, hit him in the head, and just fucking
Dead. That boss fight, his boss fight is probably the most bullshit boss fight in 4.
It's timed, right?
It's timed. He fucking dodges half the shit. You're like, he's only like, there's a good portion of the fight where only his feet are exposed, and you gotta shoot him in the leg until he exposes his head. I don't know. It's just lame. I used the Desert Eagle on it.
We got the Osmond Sadler, who the fucking cult with the weird hentai staff that every anime fan wants, because as we all know, hentai is a real anime.
I like how he has a tentacle arm in one image. I've seen it so much, but like that implies that he can turn his hand into a tentacle and then back into a hand.
It does, or there's like a hole in his chest where the tentacle comes out.
Well, no. The Las Plagas comes out through his mouth, man. Remember, it pops out through his mouth. It pops out through his neck, I mean. And his head becomes the eye in the front. And then all the fucking extra legs, his body just dangles there during the fight.
He becomes the Spider Boy from Teen Titans.
Yeah, he does. Okay, Cole.
Yeah, I gotta bring up that. Except in Teen Titans, the body could like do karate and shit.
Cole, you're trying to piss off fans of anime with all this hentai stuff, by the way.
What do you mean? Come at me. If it's not, then email us.
I don't think anyone has my email.
I'm not giving you my email, but as soon as you find it, email me.
Leave a comment, review, or whatever. Oh, God.
I'm asking for an email.
So, I think we're gonna have to call part 1 here.
Okay.
It's been like 56 minutes. So we got what? We got 5, 6, and Rev left.
We got 5, 6, 7, Rev 2.
Okay. So yeah, we covered about half of the stuff we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, join us next time when we talk about more Resident Evil monsters.
Monster. But anyway, thank you for listening if you have stayed to this point. And if you haven't, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
As always, follow us on social media. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Come to our Twitch.
Follow us on Pornhub. See us on Twitch if you want to see exactly this kind of setup, just with me playing a video game while we're having a conversation. It's really it. And have some interaction, because we interact a good bit, because man, does it get boring just talking to Cole for 5 hours.
I'm not bored.
Cole never gets bored of it. He just sucks the life out of me. Day in and day out. All day long. Just soul draining my body. Anyway, but no, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the dumb amount of information Cole did not put in here.
Yep, I didn't include shit.
Cole's goal was to annoy me, not to be informative. I hope you understand that. We're not experts. We're annoying.
Yeah.
And as always, we'll see you soon.